What if I told you that some states are making it nearly impossible for businesses to thrive? With oppressive tax laws and hidden fees, entrepreneurs are leaving these states in droves. Could your state be one of the worst for business taxation? Stick around to find out. Taxes are the silent killer for many businesses, and no one talks about it enough. As a business owner, you work hard to make a profit, but what if the state you're in is slowly strangling that potential with insane taxes? Whether it's high corporate tax rates, endless paperwork, or surprise hidden costs, some states make it nearly impossible to succeed. But why does this matter? Well, the tax burden impacts more than just the business itself. It affects employees, customers, and even the state economy. Small businesses suffer the most, struggling to keep up with high operational costs, which in turn impacts job creation, wages, and the overall business climate. Some businesses, especially the ones just starting out, find it too expensive to operate in these states and are forced to move elsewhere, leaving behind an economic void. In this video, we'll break down the 10 worst states for business taxation, and trust me, you might be shocked by where these states rank. Some of these tax problems could take years to solve, and in some cases, it may already be too late to recover. States with aggressive tax policies and inefficient tax systems are suffering from stagnant economies, and it's not just affecting businesses, it's affecting the people who depend on them. So, while you're watching this, just take a moment to think about your business or any potential ventures you've been planning. Could the state you're in be holding you back from true success? Before we get started, make sure you subscribe and drop your thoughts below. Let me know if you agree or disagree with our list. New Jersey. Let's start at the bottom with New Jersey. It's known for its high property taxes that leave businesses gasping for air. The corporate tax rate here is a nightmare, currently sitting at 10.75%. This means businesses pay a significant chunk just for the privilege of operating. It's a major deterrent for startups and established businesses alike. To fix this, it would take at least 5 years, if not longer, with reforms that are unlikely to pass. Imagine building your dream business only to have your profits slashed by an unfair system. That's the reality for entrepreneurs in New Jersey, and it's affecting families, employees, and job markets. Entrepreneurs are stuck with high operational costs and limited growth, leaving them struggling to stay afloat in a system that's meant to support growth, not crush it. But that's just the beginning. Coming up, we'll look at a state that's even worse. Hold on tight. Moving up the list, Illinois presents an even bigger tax headache for businesses. Next, we have Illinois, ranked number 9, and it's facing even more obstacles. The state's sales tax rate is one of the highest in the nation, currently sitting at 6.25%. This means that businesses have to charge their customers more, which leads to a drop in consumer spending. This increases the strain on local businesses, especially small enterprises. To make matters worse, there are additional local taxes that vary depending on the region, which can make it incredibly difficult to manage cash flow. The consequences are severe. Businesses in Illinois often face the possibility of losing customers simply because their prices are too high due to these overwhelming taxes. And let's not forget that the local economy also suffers as business growth stagnates. Fixing this? Well, it could take a decade of effort and a complete overhaul of the state's tax policies, which seems almost impossible given the current political climate. The emotional toll on entrepreneurs is real. Imagine working countless hours to make your business a success only to watch it struggle because of overwhelming tax burdens. It's a tough pill to swallow, and for many, it's the breaking point. And wait, there's more. Coming up, we're diving into a state with even more severe taxation problems. Don't go anywhere. At number 8, we have Connecticut, where, honestly, things just keep getting worse. The property tax rate here is incredibly high, which puts tremendous pressure on businesses, especially those that own physical locations. The rate currently sits at 2.35%, which means that businesses must allocate a large portion of their profits just to cover the tax burden. The real issue here is that businesses face little relief. Property taxes are incredibly high, and there are often few opportunities for deductions or exemptions. This can lead to long-term financial strain, and even force businesses to consider relocating to more tax-friendly states. Entrepreneurs are constantly faced with tough decisions. Do they stay and endure the financial toll, or do they pack up and move to another state? The emotional strain is overwhelming. Picture yourself as a business owner, barely scraping by with high property taxes weighing down your operations. It's a daily struggle, and it leaves little room for expansion or innovation. Families, employees, and even the local community are affected by these oppressive taxes. But don't get too comfortable, we're moving up to a state with even more to fear in terms of business taxation. Now let's talk about California, coming in at number 7. This state has some of the highest business taxes in the country. Corporate income tax rates here sit at an eye-watering 8.84%, meaning businesses pay a significant amount of their income just to keep their operations running. For entrepreneurs looking to make a profit, this is a massive deterrent, particularly for those trying to scale or expand. What's worse is that the state has a reputation for aggressive tax audits. Many businesses have faced the burden of dealing with audits that drag on for months or even years, tying up valuable resources and hurting profitability. The real kicker? This is a problem that could take years to fix, with the state legislature dragging its feet when it comes to enacting reforms. For business owners, the emotional toll is unbearable. You work so hard to create something that provides jobs and supports the economy, but then you get hit with excessive tax burdens that you can barely keep up with. It's a constant fight, and many businesses simply don't have the resources to go the distance. But hang on, we've got states that are even worse. Up next, we're heading into more painful territory. Ranked at number 6, we have New York, where the tax landscape is nothing short of a disaster for businesses. Not only does this state have an exceptionally high corporate tax rate at 6.5%, but it also has a confusing and ever-changing tax code that keeps businesses on their toes. One year, a certain tax break might be available, and the next year it's gone, leaving businesses in the dark about their obligations. The key issue here is the unpredictability. Businesses are constantly adjusting to new laws and taxes, which results in unnecessary administrative headaches and higher compliance costs. For many businesses, especially small ones, this unpredictability is a nightmare that they simply can't afford. The emotional toll is just as severe. Imagine being a business owner who's working hard to maintain profitability, only to find out that your tax situation has changed overnight. You can't plan, you can't grow, and you're always looking over your shoulder, wondering what's coming next. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, the next state on our list is even more punishing. Coming in at number 5, we have Ohio, which continues to show us just how bad the situation can get. This state's tax environment is notorious for having not only high corporate tax rates, but also high franchise taxes, making it difficult for businesses to thrive. The corporate tax rate stands at 4.8%, but the franchise tax adds an extra layer of complexity, further draining businesses' resources. These taxes are particularly harsh on startups and small businesses, which just don't have the resources to absorb such a heavy tax burden. Entrepreneurs are often forced to make impossible decisions. Do they try to tough it out in an environment that's constantly working against them, or do they leave in search of better opportunities elsewhere? The emotional toll here is huge. Picture yourself as a small business owner who's just getting started. You have a great idea and a solid business plan, but the taxes are so high that it feels like you're sinking. Every penny you make gets eaten up by taxes, leaving you unable to expand or hire more employees. Now brace yourself. The next state on the list is even more punishing. At number 4, we have Texas, where business taxation reaches a level of absurdity. The state's income tax rate is incredibly high at 6.25%, and it's not just the income tax that's problematic. Businesses are also burdened by an additional sales tax that increases their operational costs even further. The combination of these high taxes creates a crushing burden for businesses, particularly those operating in highly competitive industries. Entrepreneurs have to keep their prices competitive, but the taxes force them to raise their prices, which in turn alienates customers. The emotional toll is devastating. Imagine struggling to keep your business afloat while watching your competitors thrive in states with lower taxes. It feels unfair, and for many businesses, it's the difference between success and failure. And it gets even worse. Up next, we'll reveal the third worst state for business taxation. Ranked at number 3, we have Michigan, where business taxation has reached a catastrophic level. The corporate tax rate is 6%, and on top of that, businesses are subjected to a wide range of fees and additional taxes that make it incredibly difficult to maintain profitability. To make matters worse, the state has a reputation for being incredibly hostile to businesses, with lawmakers making it more difficult for companies to operate by continually increasing taxes and fees. These changes create uncertainty and prevent businesses from planning for the future. For business owners, the emotional weight is unbearable. You spend years building your business, but it feels like the state is constantly pulling the rug out from under you. Every time you think you have a handle on things, another tax hits, leaving you wondering if it's even worth staying in business. And now, we move to the second worst state for business taxation, a state that may actually shock you, so stay tuned. Pennsylvania. At number 2, we have Pennsylvania, where business taxation has reached a level of sheer devastation. The corporate tax rate is one of the highest in the nation, sitting at a staggering 9.99%. And on top of that, businesses face additional taxes on everything from property to services. These taxes make it nearly impossible for businesses to survive, especially small businesses that just can't afford to pay these fees on top of their regular expenses. The result? Businesses are leaving the state in droves, taking jobs and economic opportunities with them. The emotional toll on business owners is devastating. You've worked your whole life to build something, only to watch it crumble under the weight of excessive taxes. It's a constant battle for survival, and honestly, many are simply giving up. And now we've reached the worst state for business taxation in the country. You won't believe which state it is. Stay tuned for the grand reveal. California. Finally, the worst state for business taxation is California. This state takes the crown with an unbelievable corporate tax rate of 13.3%, along with some of the most aggressive and unpredictable taxes on businesses anywhere in the country. Entrepreneurs are caught in a vicious cycle where taxes keep going up, but there's little support or incentive for businesses to stay. This has created a toxic environment for businesses where, honestly, many are forced to leave, taking their revenue and jobs with them. The emotional toll is crushing. You've built something from the ground up, but the state's taxes make it impossible to sustain. It's a never-ending struggle, and for many businesses, the only option is to leave. So, what do you think? Do you agree with our list, or do you think we missed a state that should have been on it? Let us know in the comments below. So, there you have it, the 10 worst states for business taxation. From New Jersey to the shocking number 1, these states are making it tough for businesses to survive. If you're thinking about starting a business or expanding, make sure to look closely at the tax landscape. It could make or break your future success. The reality is, tax burdens can completely change the course of a business, from its day-to-day operations to long-term growth potential. What do you think about these states? Do you agree with our list, or do you think we missed a state that should have made the cut? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, make sure to subscribe for more in-depth analyses like this, and share it with anyone you know who's thinking about starting a business. They need to see this. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for updates on our next videos.